up? I'm Boston Mike. You are with the very first episode of the Living Room Referees. What we're going to do is talk about wrestling, past, present, everything wrestling. So let's get fired up. Like I said, I'm Boston Mike. These are my boys, Mr.
I'm D-Way.
Mr. Literal.
What's going on, guys?
Not much, just hanging out, enjoying the evening, catching some vibes.
Stressing it out.
Pulling up my notes here.
I mean, this is going to be our first video we're doing. So we're going to be a little, especially me.
A little rusty.
I think I'm fired up on Mountain Dew and
well, jacked up on Mountain Dew.
But I'd say we take like a minute and just introduce ourselves like we did before. Just let's let these viewers know who we are and what we love about wrestling. I'm gonna start with D-Way. You're on the mic, bro. What's up?
Man, you putting all that pressure on me to start with? All right.
Yeah, man.
Well, started watching as early as I can, I guess, remember, really. Started back in 97, 98, 99, I guess, really, until now. I guess I like the storylines, how dramatic it is, the intense moments. That's just kind of what you thrive on, that few moments that you could just mark out and just fucking go nuts. Yeah, that's about what
Love
I got.
I like it. Who's your favorite wrestler of all time?
Oh, it's got to be Stone Cold. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Stone Cold? All right, Stone Cold. You got a gift
yes,
coming
sir.
to you. I'm mailing you this, brother.
Oh, yeah?
I'm going to mail you this. Yeah, this is the S.H. Figure Art Stone Cold. Because that's your favorite wrestler. I got you, bro. Look at that. It's damaged already. All right, let's talk to the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. How do you say it?
Literal.
Let's hear a little bit about Mr. Literal. What's going on, buddy?
So I watched wrestling a little bit when I was a kid, kind of off and on. I really got back into it. I think it was 2019 with D-Way here, then backed away from it for a while. And then yet again, got me back into it about June last year. Probably my favorite things about it would be how I start from completely hating one character, give it 3 months. Next thing you know, I'm rooting for him to win a title belt, flip-flopping from who I loved, and now I can't stand him.
Favorite wrestler of all time?
Ooh. Kane, without a doubt.
Who?
Kane, I like it.
Kane? I like it. You know what, man? You want a Kane figure or do you want a Kane mask coming your way? You tell me.
Kane mask.
All right.
All day.
All day.
So
solid choice.
There you go, bro. Might have to iron it out, but that Kane mask, that's going to your house.
Amazing.
I'll get you the leather. I'll get you the leather one once you.
I just got to get the hairpiece for it,
Once you get a little bit more serious. I like that. I like Kane. I like that. All right, guys. I'm Boston Mike. If you don't know me, you should know me. I'm everywhere on the tube. I'm everywhere on TV nowadays. I'm famous, just a little bit. But my passion started to go in there before these boys were even born, like 85, 86. I loved wrestling. I was the only one in my family. It was a little bit. I was the only one in my family, brothers, sisters, foster kids in the house, aunts, uncles. No one liked wrestling but me. So I just had a magnet. I was attracted to it from the beginning. And I would say the Ultimate Warrior is what brought me the biggest pump on wrestling. Because you guys been watching long enough. Is there one wrestler that gets you like Stone Cold's music?
He brings the energy.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we have the
bring the energy.
Honestly, for me, it was the drop for Kane and the instant pyros.
The pyros.
And then when he was middle of the ring, arms slammed down, pyros again. It just I always had that or like the Undertaker's All Black and then that gong.
It's just iconic. You just knew what was about to happen to you. You're just gonna get your ass kicked.
Those two were my jam.
We're gonna try to stick to a schedule leading forward on this channel, our videos. But right now, first one, we're just gonna talk wrestling. I've known these boys a little bit, 10 years now for you, D-Way, and maybe 34 years for you, Mr. Literal.
Yeah, that's good. Oh God,
I love hanging out. I love hanging out with you.
Have you ever seen Mr. Literal's real face?
I signed a non-disclosure, so I can't. I'm sorry. As an official referee of the Living Room Referees,
it's fair.
I really cannot
Okay.
say right now.
You gotta respect the stripes.
You got to respect the story. That's the thing.
Yep,
If you don't respect the
mean-
stripes, what do we have left?
nothing.
Absolutely. I'm gonna make a good judgment call on that. I like that. I like that D-Way saying, "Have I ever seen?" It's good.
All
Bro.
right.
It's good. We're gonna use that. We're gonna use that.
Gives the people something to talk about.
So I think tonight, I think during this session, we're just gonna talk a little bit of wrestling and see where it brings us. We're just gonna buckle up, talk wrestling. We're definitely gonna talk about Raw.
All right.
Unfortunately, Raw's the only event the three of us can't watch together. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's corny, and I don't care what my kids, my wife says they call me corny. I don't know about you guys, but I don't care when I get on my headset and the three of us link up and we do that. Boom! All at the same time. I get my heart. I get adrenaline rush. I'm watching something that I get to express with other guys that nobody else does. Like, I don't know about you guys, but do you feel shame saying, "Hey, I'm a wrestling fan" in this day and age?
No,
Not
I actually,
anymore.
No.
Actually, had a lovely chat with an unexpected person. Obviously, given my job, I'm not going to say, but had a lovely 25-minute conversation about wrestling because they were actually a fan. We had different
That's pretty
opinions.
cool.
They clashed against each other, but it was a good conversation.
That's
It's
awesome.
always
That's
interesting hearing other wrestling people's opinions,
Exactly.
especially if you don't know that person. It makes it that much better.
awesome. I like that. I like
Yeah, it was
that.
awesome. And I mean, what triggered the conversation is, I went to move something and they said yeet, and I'm like,
Ah!
what was that? And they're like, no, it's just a wrestling thing. And I'm like, okay, now you have to tell me because I didn't hear them. And then she goes, oh, I said yeet. And I'm like, oh. And then the whole thing just spiraled, full out opinions
That's
and
amazing.
predictions. And yeah, it was pretty awesome.
She'll look at it and be like, "No yeet."
You two know me well. I'm a loud son of a bitch. That is hands down, no lie. I could be in a store and I'll just yell it. I will yell yeet, or I will yell yeah.
Yeah.
Randomly did it. So I'm outside my work today, having a fresh air smoke break, and it's a plaza and it's loud, and I just yell out, and it's echoes. I yell out yeet, and all of a sudden you hear yeet yeet. Then all of a sudden, quiet for like maybe 13 seconds, and you hear no yeet. I was looking around the parking lot looking for my newest. I was looking around the parking lot for my newest bros because it was like you can yell a certain thing in wrestling, someone will say it, and it's like it gives me goosebumps. I don't know about you guys, but
No.
it gives me goosebumps.
No, I get it. It's like when I bought I bought the truck and I went to the dealership and I was wearing the yeah shirt and the guy just started the dealer guy just started talking to me about wrestling.
Oh, I
was
love
pretty
it.
freaking cool, right?
I love it. I mean, we just love wrestling. We want to finally express our feelings and maybe touch base with other wrestling fans and just something we wanted to do. We were talking about for a year, but it's happened. We're gonna do it, and I got the atmosphere of just excited right now, and you guys are pretty mellow right now. So I don't know how.
Pumped.
Do you need some Adderall?
I'm
Do you need
actually,
some?
I'm actually very excited. You just can't see it under my rough exterior mask.
I just don't know your expressions. So, guys, let's talk about Raw. This is past Monday, March 5th, 4th? March 4th was the episode.
Yep.
March 4th. I love it. Is that, dude, put your hand back up there, Miss. Is that Rey Mysterio for a second? When you went like this, I was like, is that Rey? I'm just saying. I'm going to start with you, Mr. Liverall. Do you want to give me a little recap of Monday Night Raw?
Let's start out by saying, holy yellow highlighter marker for Seth Rollins' outfit.
Yeah.
I'm going to give that
It was very bright.
great judgment.
Yeah.
Good call.
You look like a
It's very
fucking
bright.
highlighter.
Honestly, I'm at the same with that segment as it was on SmackDown with Roman Reigns and The Rock. I thought it was great. I thought it was amazing, but I'm still on the is Seth going to turn on Cody? I think he is. The whole vibe there. And then with the SmackDown one previously with Rock and the Roman, who's it going to be? Is Roman going to turn? Is Rock going to turn? I don't know. The beginning was great, but I got a lot of questions.
Yeah, I agree. I like the beginning as well. I did. So kind of side note off that when Seth mentioned Diarrhea Dwayne, Drew went on Twitter and tweeted out.
How do you guys feel about seeing Seth and Cody coexisting on this? Okay,
Well, I
that
mean-
dog's opinion.
Yes,
I'm gonna ask that question to Dave. What do you think? The dynamic of Cody and Seth, how they started out like they would look like they were gonna battle each other for something, and then all of a sudden it's like we're gonna stand strong to each other.
it's weird because they have a history together. They have a long history together. So I hope they don't turn on each other, but I definitely can't put it outside the realm, I guess. I just don't know how they would do it in a sense at WrestleMania because you got the tag team match one night, and then the next night you're gonna have Seth and Drew versus or Seth, excuse me, Seth versus Drew, yeah, and then you got the Cody and
No,
Roman
that's
match. So does he
second night, buddy.
lose? Well, no, okay, yeah, second night, but then does Seth lose that match and then proceed to go out and screw Cody in the very next match? I don't know if that's good. I just don't see that happening. So I think they might not turn on each other at all. I think The Rock definitely turns on him. I don't know why. It's maybe a vibe I get, but I think The Rock's gonna turn on him, and then maybe they fight somewhere later on. Maybe next year's WrestleMania. I think we're gonna see the end.
SummerSlam.
Yeah, SummerSlam's definitely a possibility. I think they just announced that recently where it's gonna be, but I forgot. But yeah, I think that's a real possibility at SummerSlam that we could see Rock and Roman. Maybe we have a unification match with Cody and whoever the world champ is. So let's see, I guess.
See, I'll hold my opinion. I'm sorry.
No,
I'll
you
get to
got.
you. I'll get to you. No, we'll get to this, man. I'll write that down and hold
Alright.
that thought because I want to. I just want to express one thing that Dave is my social media. I don't know if Chris, you're pretty big on the social media when it comes to wrestling. You read, other things. I just know more that Dave's always like everything he reads is wrestling. He's probably sitting there. So yeah, so Dave's really. I'm gonna label Dave as our social media in this group of hearsays and rumors and such.
D-Wade liked the tweet and resent it out that was posted earlier.
I did. I saw it. Yeet.
Yeet, yeet or no
Yeah.
It
yeet.
was a
Yeet.
that was a Mr. Literal hot take earlier.
That was a hot take. Do you remember what that hot take was? You want to share it?
I do. So what I said earlier on X, formerly known as Twitter, is that I don't think Jey Uso will win a singles belt until the bloodline is completely dismantled.
I agree. I think he's always going to get screwed over until they're gone, essentially.
I think they're going to continue to dangle it right in front of his face as a hey, we think you can. We think you can help carry this company or this belt and make it more prestigious. Oh, by the way, Bloodline's going to knock you out, so you can't do any of that great stuff. We just said we think you can.
I think I saw
like
a stat
like that
that main event Jey Uso is has a losing record in the main event, and he hasn't been really main eventing a lot. I think
Well,
I
he
saw
did. So
something
you
like
got to
that.
remember, he did quite a few pay-per-views and
That is true.
like Raws and stuff. He was, but because of the bloodline or like all that jazz, he just kept losing.
Yeah, he lost a lot.
So my recap on Raw. I mean, of course, I love seeing Cody started it off. So
Whoa!
what do you want to talk
Maybe.
about? I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm a Cody crybaby. I'm a Cody. I loved his father. I love Goldust. I thought this guy coming to the ring and she's like, I'm like, this guy's awesome, man. He's got style. But match wise, I think the Gunther fight right after they left.
Dominic.
Dom.
Yeah, okay.
Dirty Dom.
I think the Gunther fight against Dom, dude, I'm giving that the fight of the night. I don't know about you guys, but I thought that was like
violent match.
That was a
I thought
banger.
Dom does this little slap, and then I hear bam, you hear loud crack against his ribs. It was amazing.
No, it's a good
Can
match.
we talk about Dirty Dom throwing his chewing gum at Pat McAfee at his entrance from the ring? Amazing.
Good eyes, brother. Good eyes. I like that.
How could you miss it? He just turned and hard as he could.
So yeah, that was my take on the match. Like that was my favorite match. But I'm trying to think of that was really it. I mean,
yeah, they did announce the
wasn't
for
really
the Intercontinental match next week, the number one contender. But yeah, the rest of it was kind of
I wasn't like
not impressive.
Personally,
impressed or huge or pumped for it, you know?
Yeah, no,
personally,
same.
in my opinion, and this is just me being a fan. I have no idea how WWE is going to go with it. But in my opinion, I only have 3 people, excuse me, on that Intercontinental match that I would be totally okay with winning, and that is Bronson Reed, Shinsuke Nakamura, and oh goodness, who was the other one?
We got Sammy, Ricochet, Shinsuke, Bronson Reed, JD, and Chad Gable. Those are the contestants.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
Chad
you.
Gable, Shinsuke, and Bronson Reed, the only three that I'd be okay with as a fan.
Honestly, I've seen a
Um,
lot of theories out there saying Sami Zayn might win that match. Surprisingly, I don't want to see Sami Zayn win it.
This Sami Zayn. We'll get to that in a minute. I mean, we'll get to that in a minute. I'm with you on my picks. Would be definitely Bronson Reed. I just think he's a big powerhouse. I don't think.
Yep.
Yeah, nobody
I
else
don't
in that
think you
match is
pick a
going to beat
power.
him.
He's a beast. I want Chad Gable. Heart wise, I want Chad Gable.
Yeah.
Agree.
What was? Can you give me the rundown? Let's.
Yeah, we got Sammy, Ricochet, Shinsuke,
Sammy.
Bronson, and JD. Chad.
Sammy would be my third pick because to win that, I feel like WWE's putting a spotlight on him, like a sad story right now.
Yeah, I can kind of see that.
Yeah.
sad
Poor
story.
Sammy,
Yeah.
poor Sammy. He can't do this. I don't know. So those are my three picks, but
Yeah,
we'll find out next Monday.
next Monday.
Wait, what do you?
Me?
Yeah, what do you think
Pretty
about
much the
Sami
same.
Zayn?
I had Chad, Shinsuke, or Bronson as my picks. I want to see Chad win it, but realistically,
How
I
can you
think
not root for
Bronson's gonna
Chad?
just right. Realistically, I think Bronson's just gonna trash everybody. And Shinsuke is probably my dark horse pick. I wouldn't mind seeing him win. He's been losing a lot though. I feel like he needs something like a
Yeah.
win somewhere.
I
So
think they need
Ricochet.
to-
Sorry, Chris. Go. Sorry, Mr. Literal. Go on.
No, it's fine. It's fine. With Sami Zayn, my issue is their book. Their booking's been repetitive with him, but I don't know if you want to call it promos because they're very sad and sob story, and I'm not really a fan of it. But that's what's really killing me, wanting to have Sam sniff victory in this match. It's just not good. I also want to say it's not good writing, but it's not writing that suits me as a fan to get behind him and root for him.
I'm just kind of over Sami Zayn. Honestly, he needs to take a vacation.
Why would you be over your twin brother, bro?
I know, right? That's why I'm over him. I look at him in the mirror every day.
Maybe you're right. I'm with you. I mean, I think this last pay-per-view, I think we all watched together. Dave, you made a comment that we're seeing the next shift in wrestling from, Golden Age to Golden Age, Attitude Era, aggressive,
ruthless aggression.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been
the PG.
I feel like you're onto something when you said that.
Yeah, I just feel like it's a regime shift.
Yeah, it's a shift. And let's get some of these older guys out. I love watching
Not necessarily out, but putting over some guys that you wouldn't expect to get put over.
I like
kind
the
of
way-
boost
I like
their
the way-
career.
Yeah, I like the way you put that.
Yeah, I mean, example of that, them having what they call the tag teams that they had. I can't remember their names. The tag teams they had go against Judgment Day at Elimination Chamber. I did not have them winning that tournament. It was something Dunn, Pete Dunne, and Tyler.
Oh yeah, the Brawling Brute guy. I don't think that's
I
what
did
he
not
is
have
anymore.
them getting put over DIY. I thought it was going to be DIY Elimination Chamber against Judgment Day, 7 days out of the week.
Same.
All right, let's take a minute to talk about the great Judgment Day. Well, that's
Judgment
a good
Day?
time.
Judgment Day.
They
Judgment
defeated.
Day.
Let's see, Finn and Damien defeated Imperium in the tag team match. I thought that was an
They did.
average match. Kind of expected them to win type deal. I really didn't expect Imperium to beat the Judgment Day at all.
I thought it was a good fight. I mean, I thought Imperium put up a good battle, especially against Damian Priest, as you can see.
Ludwig Kaiser's been he's been kind of creeping up on me. Like it's
I
be
like
like
him.
one of
I
my
can't- I
favorites.
can't
That
do his
guy
pose.
kills me sometimes.
Can you do his pose?
We,
I wish I could do that.
No.
can we agree that we need Giovanni Vinci?
I don't know what his thing is. He's they need to figure something out with him.
What are you guys feeling about these groups this day?
I feel like they need something to spice it up. R-Truth was a nice little, I guess you could say, taste in a sense. But I feel like it's almost like the Bloodline in a sense. And I feel like that's what The Rock's doing with that, spicing it up, but that's a different topic. But I just feel like they need something. I feel like the Judgment Day could be coming to an end soon. Maybe at Mania.
Really?
Maybe Damien and Finn lose the belts. I feel like Dom's about ready to kind of do his own thing now. And I just kind of feel it, seeing it disbanded. At least that's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I still like him though. I still root for him. Like I'm secretly a fan of Judgment Day.
I am too. I'm not secretly. I like Judgment Day.
I do, but I think it
when we started watching wrestling, I said that. I was like, dude, I like Judgment. I like Roman Priest. I like the Rhea. The
Just saying,
Dom Dom man.
I was the only Dom fan. Y'all
You've
hated
always
Dom
been a
in the
Dom fan.
beginning.
I still can't stand him, but you know what? It's one of those hails that grows on you.
He does. He does. You
What
just love to hate
What
him.
about you, Mr. Lidrow? What do you feel about the Judgment Day?
You know, I've said it before, and I still stand by it. I've firmly thought that they can make way, and I know Judgment Day is, but I think that they can make a lot of money on pushing these guys for singles. You know, especially with how far Dom's gone, you know, or came, excuse me. They could throw him at the U.S. title. You know,
Oh yeah.
they don't have to give it to him, but they can run him at it. You know, as Rhea's got the women's belt, Finn Balor was a champion until he got hurt, and then he's just, in my opinion, been getting screwed.
He was literally a champion for 24 hours. He like tore his shoulder or something.
Yeah, it was like his
Yeah.
shoulder, his pec, and then you have Damian Priest with the Money in the Bank that he's yet to cash in. Which the Money in the Bank briefcase was for a short time the biggest rival of Finn Balor in 2023. You know? I think that if they do split, well, I think they are going to split. But I think when they do, the WWE has plenty of angles to make money off of these, you know, these guys. They're great wrestlers. Dom's still climbing.
You think he's getting less booze?
No, he continues to get booed his entire career because it's amazing.
You know what's gonna happen though?
It's loud, bro. It's
when
loud.
he leaves, like if he ever gets injured or comes back or like goes away for a long period of time, and he comes back, I guarantee he gets cheered. Once he's not on TV for a solid time, just because of how good he's gotten, I guarantee the pop when his music hits will be loud.
I enjoy.
A boo and a cheer is just as good.
Yep.
Yeah, like they say, any bad publicity is publicity. You know.
So who do we think Damian cashes in, and on who, and if will he be successful? Let's go, Boston Mike.
Oh, easily. Seth loses the belt at Mania to Drew, and then Drew's doing his hand thing, grab my arm. Just as he's doing that, you're gonna see Damian coming running down with the ref, throw the suitcase down. They're gonna go for about maybe 8 to 10 minutes with Damian Priest.
I like it. Damian Priest cashing on. I feel bad for Drew, but I kind of went mad.
I mean,
mad seeing Damian Priest.
Everyone gets screwed with money in the bag.
For real.
Everyone gets screwed with Senior Money in the Bank. You know, he's just
Senor.
I like him.
I don't know, man. Like,
what do you think, Mr. Lidrow? What do you think, Mr. Lidrow?
I'm torn. I'm a big Drew McIntyre fan. I have been since I first saw him on the roster. If Damian cashes in, let me start. I think he's taking the belt from Seth at Mania because, like D-Way, I'm still on the platform of all belts are changing hands at Mania. But if Damian cashes in and takes the belt, then we got to deal with basically what we've been seeing already with Drew for another God knows how long. With oh my God, the Bloodline did this to me. Oh my God, the Judge to me. Let the man have his belt. Give him a month. Like,
let him have some fans.
Let's be real. Do I think Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest would have a banger of a match? Absolutely. Do I think Damian Priest would beat Drew McIntyre? Oh, never.
No.
So on that note, Mr. Lidrow, I think we should talk about real quick what we did last pay-per-view event. I'm going to be always calling a pay-per-view. I don't know what they call them now.
Premium live event. I
Whatever.
Still call it pay-per-view.
I mean, it says right there in the bottom. Oh, wait, Grandpa. Yeah, I'm an old guy. I love the golden era. So it would have been a pay-per-view. You call 1-800, hey, can I get the pay-per-view? And then you get a bill for $40 and Dad beat your ass. So anyways, I don't want to get off topic on that. But let's talk about our point system that the three of us came up with that we're going to work on, I think, where you get points for your win for your matches that you pick. It's in beta. We're working on it. But you want to keep rolling with it there, Mr. Lidrow and D-Way? Keep doing the point system? Come up with a penalty, maybe something?
We'll figure it out. I definitely think it's almost like a fantasy wrestling type thing.
We could be onto something, dude. We could be having the first foot in the door of a wrestling fantasy. I've never seen one. No one's ever asked me. I mean, you guys?
No, I've never seen it.
No, I think,
Would you play it, though, if it was out there? If you turn into...
absolutely.
Oh, yeah, guaranteed.
Me too.
I
mean, there's so much you could do. You could, you get a 0.5 for throwing over the ropes. I mean, it's mind-blowing, I'm not a computer whiz or a programmer like the bearded dragon over there, D-Way, Mr. Literal. We don't know what he does. He just sits there drinking.
He's hiding the beard under his mask. He's got it tucked up.
He's drinking that Pepsi. Tonight's episode is sponsored by Pepsi. Thank you, Pepsi.
Thank you, Pepsi.
But
Yeah.
yeah, we'll call that a wrap.
Yeah,
Let's
call
move
it
it
up.
along. What else popped out of you guys from Monday Night Raw? What else like?
Whoa, that's that was actually in my notes, which was hold on, let me pull them up.
I like the notes. I like the note system.
Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan next week on Raw.
Dude,
Yeah, I think this will be a
I
banger.
am gonna to that match. I don't care if that gets edited. I don't care that needs to be said. I'm gonna sit in my chair. I'm gonna kick everybody. Oh wait, Mia's gone. It's school vacation. I'm gonna kick everyone out. I'm gonna watch Liv and Becky go at it. And I'm just gonna be like, I'm sorry. I love Liv Morgan. I had a hot thing for Becky Lynch. Liv Morgan right now. I want to pick her up and I want to just like take it to the park as a doll.
Take it to the park as a doll.
What do you think, Mr. Lidrow, on that next week's match?
Putting that aside, I was going to ask you, Boston Mike, what you thought about that match next week.
From a professional wrestling standpoint.
But as wrestling, I think it's going to be a banger match.
As a wrestling standpoint,
as a referee for that match, non-perverted way, I really think it'll be. They're both tough SOBs. They've been to the top. But I think one of you geniuses brought up the other day that Liv Morgan is like the Dallas Cowboys, where it's our year. We're going all the way. We're going to the bowl. You get game right before the bowl, and guess what happens?
Now, let me clarify.
I think it was you, right, Mr. Literal?
I brought it up. It was not my hot take. I saw it from someone else.
Okay.
I mean, we take everything from someone else, bro. So
I'm just saying, I didn't think that up. I don't think Liv Morgan's like the Dallas Cowboys. That's all.
I mean, you could use that metaphor for any football team that's not Kansas City right now.
Liv Morgan has held the belt more closer to now than the Cowboys have won a Super Bowl. So
for real, that is true.
She is what, like 34 years old?
I think she's like 32 or 31.
But I'm a big Liv Morgan fan. What do you think about that D-Way, that match?
I'm looking forward to the match. I think I shouldn't say that.
No,
I used to not be a fan of women's wrestling.
All right.
But it's gotten better. So usually I just fast forward through it. But there's few women I don't fast forward through. It's Becky, it's Liv, there's Charlotte, there's Bianca, there's Rhea, there's a few others. So I will be pretty excited for this match. I think it's going to be a good match, a physical match. I think they're just going to beat the hell out of each other, honestly. I think it's going to end in some type of disqualification again with Nia Jax coming out and just beating the shit out of both of them. But maybe a triple threat match with them or something. I don't know, but yeah,
maybe Nia Jax weasel her way to WrestleMania and Liv. They're going to turn it into something
like a fatal four-way match.
It could turn that way.
Maybe it's definitely possible.
It could definitely turn that way.
Now, let me get on my point of view here and tell everyone why Becky Lynch needs to lose. Why Becky Lynch needs to not be in a match at WrestleMania. She doesn't move the way she used to. Her matches have become very stale, very slow. I mean, look at her in the beginning of the Elimination Chamber match with Naomi. What the
kind of stiff
hell was that for 7 minutes? I mean, I am not in shape. I'll be the first to admit it. And I can move better than that. Just the moving around the ring, not the moves. I can bounce off of ropes. They would hurt, because I'm not good at it. But my goodness, she doesn't move the way she should. I think she should go into like a manager role or something because she can still do the microphone stuff. But she's got to stop being, a contender for these belts. She has to. It's getting old. Like you guys said, let this new talent come in. You could have pushed Raquel. She's doing a little bit better, with the skin condition thing she's got going on. But what do? No, we go back to Becky Lynch because it's safe. And personally, I'm done.
Are you done with it? Completely done with Becky? You used to be the biggest Becky fan.
I am too, but
I'm just done with them pushing her for a belt.
I see that.
I think I'm gonna get where you're coming from, Mr. Lidrose, because I feel that way with Bianca. Belair, whatever.
Bianca.
I feel that the same way. She's good for the crowd. She's good for the audience. Let's try to push her to be a heel. but they can't
Yeah.
because kids look up to her. Oh,
She's
girls,
like
we're
John
girls.
Cena. She's crossed that threshold. You can't go
And she
back.
can really, really fight. That's the
Mhm.
problem. From my opinion, I think the ladies this day and age, from me being from the golden era, maybe we could touch base on this in another episode or another time. But as a golden era, there wasn't many women fighting. I mean, they might have it before a main event, something. I don't remember watching much. You had a few girls that would come out and they were Valley girls, whatever they were, escorts, whatever you want to call them. So seeing wrestling now have grown to a main event for females, I'm going to applaud that, dude. I mean,
Yeah, I mean they
it sucks it's
headlined
taken them-
WrestleMania.
It sucks it's taken them how many years, but WrestleMania was, headlining.
Well, look who's not in charge anymore, Vince McMahon.
Vince McMahon.
Hey, Vince, I'll get those prostitutes to you in about 10 minutes, bro. Oh, you want the one with no legs? But I
My only
think it's...
concern with it is... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. It's just that, like, I'm not trying to kiss up or anything here on the women point. For women's, I just think, from my point of view, seeing it from one or two girls as seeing one or two girls as those Valley girls, I think they were called. Anyways, to main event female wrestling and putting on a show, I was impressed not this past one, but the one before, Women's Elimination Chamber. We can go to the past later. Just that's how I feel about the women's wrestling right now. What were you gonna say, Mr. Literal?
Oh no, what I was gonna say was past few months it's just the men's side of the roster has been, for the most part, booked very well. Great storytelling. Obviously some fillers you have to with Raw being a 3-hour show. But it just seems like they've dropped the ball occasionally with the women. I mean, look at the tiny thing where they had the poster for 40 days until WrestleMania. They have everybody who's holding a belt and everybody who's challenging for one of the big belts on that poster, except for Bayley. Who did they
Except
put
for
there
Bayley.
instead? Bianca Belair.
I
Why?
don't understand that.
I get that they want to push her. I get that kids look up to her. But one of these things is not like the other.
Yeah.
I see that.
What are we doing? And then what they do after fan backlash, they didn't change it. They didn't take Bianca off and put Bayley on. They made a new one. They put Bayley on with other people and kept Bianca on there. Like this, and this is going to lead me into this point. The Bayley hate from the WWE is obnoxious. Like, the fans are behind her. I'm digging what the story with her getting kicked out of Damage Control, but it's the lack of support it seems that the WWE is giving her is mind blowing to me as a fan.
Bayley's always been one of those legends. I mean, she's considered one of the 4 horsewomen, I guess you could say, in a sense. Her, Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, I guess they call her now. But yeah, so she's an icon of women's wrestling.
Monet.
Yeah, right, that Moné. So
I'm a little biased too. Like, I could defend Bayley all day, so I could get up in arms about it.
You're a big fan. You're giving her 88. Well, I think her stats were 87 on 2K. We're sponsored by 2K in the bottom if you look in your right-hand corner.
2K?
I can live with the 87. I think what hooked me at the beginning was I was a big fan of the wacky waving inflatable arm tube man.
Oh yeah,
entrance.
Remember that? Good.
I don't know. It was just hard. She was one of those wrestlers where it was hard to dislike.
Oh, she should bring that back at Mania for her title match. The wacky inflatables.
I was literally telling Brooke, I hope that music drops. literally telling Brooke.
I think we should make the noise every time the word "literally" it gets put in, and all of a sudden it's just like, some like obnoxious sound. I love it.
All right, so before we move off of the females, just wanted to mention that Bull Nucano is in the Hall of Fame. I hadn't heard of her until earlier. I guess she's a big international wrestler. Had a small stint like WCW. Really? Yeah, but I guess WWE just gives pretty much wrestlers their dues now. So, yeah, famous international star, not so much national, I guess.
They should put in the Hall of Fame is the people that did her hair, because holy hell, that thing's
for real, right? She's got that Pauly D hair.
That thing ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, she's only in WWE or F for says about a year. WCW for a year. Looks like
They
some
were given to the
Mexican
Hall of
wrestling.
Fame? Come on.
Yeah, and then some all women Japan pro wrestling on
There
that one.
are more women on the active roster that have done, that have done more for women's wrestling than she has, in my opinion, because I don't even know who she is. So
I know. Never heard of her before today. That's all right.
We'll get
We'll
to
see
that.
who else they induct.
Well, let's actually stop bringing up SmackDown. Let's talk about that. I mean, SmackDown's in a few nights, so is it going to be mind blowing? Is it going to be?
I think it's
I don't
gonna be a
know.
banger.
I think I would like just to find out if there's also some crackhead Karens and meth head Mary.
You know,
What?
Texas has some crackheads.
You don't want to piss off Texas. You don't want to
Fun
piss off
fact,
Texas,
fun
Rock.
fact,
So I don't want to hear.
fun,
Finally, The Rock has.
fun fact.
You know,
Fun
we don't want to
fact,
hear
ladies
that
and
stuff.
gentlemen.
But
The Rock was actually hold on. The Rock was actually not wrong about his statistics for Phoenix, Arizona. I saw an article about it. He truly looked it up. He was some might say that The Rock is fact checking before he cuts his promos.
well, he was reading off his wrist, wasn't it? D-Way?
I looked. I didn't see any on TV, but they kept blacking it out because somebody snuck in a Die Rocky Die poster.
Yeah.
I saw that.
You gonna try and sneak one in, Boston Mike?
So wait, I was gonna get there. Why would I sneak one in? Because, bam! See that circle? That's my seat. What am I gonna have for a sign? Yeah, I'm going Friday. I'm gonna put a little video. I'm gonna get you boys. Dave's gonna, D-Way's gonna be on a date night with his wife. Overrated. But Mr. Literal, you gonna be watching me on TV?
I'm going to be watching SmackDown.
There it is.
There.
Mr.
I'm by no
Literal.
means going to be looking at that corner. I might see it, I might not.
Dude, if you don't get goosebumps when you see me in the corner with a sign that I got made,
in the we'll call it almost 30 years I've known you, I have not once gotten goosebumps. So I don't think that would
you will.
change.
I'm on SmackDown and you know me. You're gonna be like, oh shit, I know that dude. That fat bastard.
There's
Why
zero
are you
part
sitting
of my
there
brain
eating
that
popcorn
would-
during a Rock and Cody match?
I will say, if I see you and I don't hear you say, "My name is Paul Heyman," with I'm gonna judge you.
Are you excited for it? You think it's gonna be a badass one? I'm not a fan. I do say
Okay, here we go.
I
March
do say
8th
the yeah.
SmackDown. We got Bobby Lashley versus Karrion Kross. Logan
Ooh.
Paul's gonna be present.
I
And, well,
think-
that's all
I
this
think-
is.
I think Logan Paul is gonna get hit in the face by Randy Orton Friday night.
Oh yeah, you're gonna see an RKO. I guarantee.
You're just gonna see him come out of nowhere and just.
Out of nowhere. Yo, what if you see him creeping past you? That would
I'm
be
gonna
pretty cool.
Dude, I'm gonna grab his ass. It's like turn around, pops me in the face, and I'm like,
Gives you an
"Dude,
RKO.
after the show, can you autograph that? That'd be like trifecta for me this week. Are you kidding me? That's huge. I got to meet
That'd be cool.
a member of The Office, a cast member from The Office. I got to go to SmackDown this week. Dude, Monday, dude, to Sunday, just put me in a grave. Lock me up, man. What else I got to live for?
Your wife and kid?
I think we're also gonna see some fireworks in the Seth, Cody, Rock, Roman segment. I
Who's
think
coming out
someone's
first? Let's ask that question. Who coming
I-
out first? Team
That's a good one.
Team Cody or Team Rock?
So what's gonna happen? They're probably gonna have. No, you know what? They'll do Seth and Cody. They'll do Seth and Cody because their entrances take less time.
Huh?
For real. Well, we can already reserve the first hour of SmackDown for this whole segment. I mean, it was 45 minutes last week.
Well, if
Guarantee
that's
this
the
is
case, you
gonna
might
be
as
an
well
hour.
not even book another match.
You're gonna have that segment, and then you're gonna have the Bobby Lashley Karrion Kross match. And that's gonna be it.
Every match will be like Braun Breaker's match from last week if they keep doing this.
Right? Hey, they got
think
to
s-
finish the story.
Let me ask you a side question
No.
on that. Do you think SmackDown should move to 3 hours as well as Raw, or you think SmackDown's
No.
perfect where it is?
I like 2 hours. That's just my opinion. I like
No.
2 hours. If Raw went to 2 hours, I wouldn't be upset.
I mean, we'll see what Netflix brings us.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a more mature rating.
Well, I mean, let's do a quick recap.
I'll give a quick recap.
Let's start with like The Rock has an answer for Cody Rhodes and his Crybaby fans. You know, D-Wade.
Very
let's
long
weigh in
segment.
on that. Yeah,
A very long segment. I thought
I think they had the sundial in the back timing it.
for real.
It was bad.
I mean, It was long. It was funny though. I mean, said some witty
I laughed
things.
my
I mean, he
ass.
called everyone in Arizona crackheads and
Meth heads.
meth heads. So it's pretty good. I mean, talent wise, I probably upset backstage. I would be. You're killing all the time, really.
You think Triple H was like throwing chairs around, or who's the other
I
guy? That's
don't know.
general manager of
I forget his name.
the new. Well,
Nick
Philly.
Aldis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, we
I thought the segment was fine. If the show would have been 3 hours like Raw, the segment probably would have been fine because it was so long. But with 2 hours, that's rough.
Mr.
It's
Literal,
long.
what do you feel about the Cody Rhodes crybaby response from The Rock and
So
Roman?
here's the thing, like, that match hasn't been confirmed. It's just on the segment, and everyone's running with it, which I mean I would too. Came out of The Rock's mouth, the people's champ, but nothing on paper confirming it. So is it really happening? Is something gonna happen to sabotage it? You know what I mean?
I'm gonna have to agree with you both on that. I mean, we could talk about the whole. I mean, we can go off for days talking about the whole conspiracy with The Rock and Roman. Are they going to betray each other? We'll figure that out.
We'll figure that out. We'll see what Friday brings us.
I'll be there, front row, second row.
We'll
Sorry.
be there.
I mean, that's kind of front row, right? Second
It pretty
row?
much is. I've
I
sat
mean,
second row at events
Probably
before. It's
gonna
pretty
like
good.
poison the two people in front of me, so they have to go to the bathroom all day, and they be sick, and I can sit in the front.
Honestly, anything more than third row is kind of a waste of money at a live event.
I'm gonna get to my seat. They're gonna ask us just to see, and all of a sudden it's like some rich famous guy sitting there. I'm like, they're like, oh yeah, but your seat's gonna be way up there.
Mark Cuban.
I'm
The
gonna be in.
Mavericks.
I'm gonna be in that ring, dropping elbows. You guys would be like,
You won't give The Rock a rock bottom. I'll see
no,
you
they'll
on
all
TV.
lay me out in like 30 seconds. I couldn't even climb up to the ring. I would
Over the
like,
barricade?
I get over the barricade, but I can't run up and like jump onto the rink. I was like, guys, wait, I need my puffer. But
And so question for this coming is the segment going to be over or under 45 minutes?
Ooh.
it's
I think
gonna be a
they're-
long segment. It's gonna be a very long segment. I mean, I think half an hour maybe of Roman and Rock, and then Cody and Seth. Triple H. I
Yeah.
mean, you might even see a Triple H return. Because he was getting talked to by both ends.
I think it's gonna be a long.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
I'm gonna say under. I think they're gonna be. I don't know. I'm gonna say under, just to be different. I'll say under. They come out, they talk some crap for a little while, and they just start brawling. And you get all the officials coming out, and everybody's breaking it up. The whole thing, the whole 9 yards. I think about like 35,
I like
38 minutes.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about the one huge thing that popped out for me on SmackDown last week was Rey Mysterio coming back.
The
Mr. Ray,
return.
the 369. Is it 369? What is it?
1-9, but continue.
619. Yeah,
619.
continue.
The Mr. 619, Rey Mysterio. I jumped up. I was like, it's awesome. Rey's back.
That was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah?
Always a
feel
pleasant
having your-
surprise.
I was a big fan of the crutches being used as a weapon.
Street fight, baby. Everything goes.
More so because he sounded like he got a pretty good couple of hits on their backs on that one.
Nah, he had some good wax. Good wax for sure.
No, I thought it was a good battle. I mean, that match stood out. Got a little confused because I don't know who's who, but
Man, I'm a little
Yeah.
done with the Santos Escobar crap. Curious to see.
Oh, they're
how
definitely
the
got to fight at
August
WrestleMania. I
was.
think him and Ray.
Yeah,
I think
Then-
at least that's the vibe or feeling I get.
night
They're
one
gonna
or
do
night
that.
two wrestling.
Probably night one. There's gonna be a
big
lot of star
That's a
power
big
on night
thing.
two.
Gotcha.
Maybe I don't know.
right.
You're talking
What about
freaking Bailey and her tag team partner Dakota Kai.
we can't forget the Bailey, poor Bailey.
Bailey's
Did
got
you
no
guys see
one
that
now.
coming? Did you see that coming, Mr. Lidrow?
I mean, I kind of did with the way the story was going. I didn't think it would have happened so quickly. I thought maybe we would have gotten another episode or two in, made it a little bit closer to WrestleMania. Maybe like the last episode prior to they do like a handicap match or something. But Dakota back to NXT because she's useless and has no spot on SmackDown in my opinion.
That was brutal.
I think I'm gonna agree with Mr. Lidrow. You won't hear that much often, but I'm gonna agree she needs to go back. I think she's fake.
I think she's fake. I don't
Not a
I don't
fan.
see a purpose in her character.
No.
She does nothing for me as a fan. She's useless, and quite frankly, so are the other idiots in Damage Control besides Io Sky and Asuka. I don't know what Kyrie's saying. Who are you?
Yeah,
You know
I
what I
know who
mean?
she is.
Exactly. And they give her the tag team belts. Fuck off. Get the fuck off of SmackDown. Get off of Raw. We don't know who you are. Like that's a. I'll save that thought for another time. I was about to get on my soapbox, boys. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Well,
I mean, we're just refereeing what we like and see, right? That's what you
Why
call
are
it.
we bringing? In that case, why are we bringing people up to the main roster and just throwing?
I like your question there. That's a really good question.
that's what we do. We
I
just
mean-
throw gold.
Where has Kyrie Sane been? She shows up. Here's the tag belts. She can't even wrestle that.
No,
Like she's not.
neither one of them
wrestlable.
can. Well, I guess
Well,
Oscar
she's-
can wrestle. I should say that.
She's like Asuka's had more bangers of matches than this Kyrie Sane because she's been
Yeah.
wrestling since this morning.
I like it. I like it. Wrestling since this morning. I agree. See that.
For
And
sure.
it's not really, you know, I'm not knocking her. It's just she hasn't been up there. They're giving her a belt, and it doesn't make sense to me. She hasn't done anything to prove that she deserves it. There's no story with her. It's just she's a woman and she speaks Japanese. Much of a story.
Let's do what they're bringing us.
Yeah, someone's got to help Bailey. I feel like you can't take on all of them.
Let's
like,
weigh in
what
real
if?
quick on the weigh. Let's weigh in on the very quick, very fast flash of a match. Braun Breaker. What?
I think I watched that whole match in a TikTok video. It was less than 5 seconds.
I believe
Yeah.
I saw the same TikTok.
Yeah, that guy counted to like 5 or something, and the match was
Yep.
over.
It was over. It was
Yep.
over. Trash. Trash.
Just straight.
You know what I'm getting a vibe with Braun Breaker? You know I'm getting a vibe for Braun Breaker? Goldberg going undefeated. How many?
Goldberg.
Google that next to you there, Chief.
Goldberg.
T-Way.
Trash.
We can talk
Trash.
about old wrestlers another moment because we can go on for years.
The only thing relevant about Goldberg is his part in the Longest Yard remake. Okay, I said what I said.
So they officially have Goldberg at 173-0 before he lost, but that count has been misinterpreted many times. So I don't think really anyone knows.
Gotcha.
Don't leave it up to me to misinterpret it. You know what I mean?
Because I've also read things that said that they've changed his record like on different episodes. They essentially forget what number he's on.
Fair. You get up to
What?
that many wins, it's hard to keep track.
Yeah. I mean, he had 4 moves. It's not like he had a hard job. You go out there, you spear someone, you kick him in the face, you give him the jackhammer, and you scream at the crowd, and it's over.
On that note, Dave, who else has only 4 moves?
Roman Reigns,
There we go.
right?
All right. We can get into that.
Acknowledge
Acknowledge the tribal chief, but
Well,
I got to bring up that I didn't get to see Roman in like really beginning to launching off. So we all had our periods
So,
of probably fell out of it. But
let me-
watching old wrestling, I enjoyed watching him when he was with the Shield. Is it?
The Shield, yeah, the Shield.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching it.
So, as a fan that's jumped in, jumped out, jumped back in, when I first, like you saw him in the Shield was when I first saw Roman Reigns, and D-Way, you can contest to this because you've been in wrestling for a hell of a lot longer.
Oh.
In recent times, he was just part of the faction. He wasn't a big microphone guy. It was just them collectively. Wasn't a fan.
Seth was always the
Back to
mouthpiece.
wrestling, yeah. And then I come back to wrestling, and this clown is doing what he's doing now because I come in year 3 of the bloodline, right? And what is he doing? 3 moves over and over again. He can't win a match on his own. My goodness. Exactly. He's doing the fist pump thing that D-Way's doing over here. Like, it's supposed to pump me up. No, you're going to do a Superman punch. It's going to be countered, and then boom, the whole
over.
other thing ensues.
I agree 10,000% with that. I agree with that.
No,
Because I'm with you. I fell out of it at a certain point, like maybe after 2000, 2003. Kind of like patch watch. I remember little spots here and there. Then like 3 years ago, D-Way got me into it hardcore again. Toys again. I'll do my own segment on that with my wrestling toys. But watching Roman on these old fights, I kind of like watching him go at it. I mean, the guy was jumping off the turnbuckle, dropping elbows. He was moving. But Pat McAfee said it the best a couple weeks ago. Beat him. I guess I don't know what else they're going to do.
You beat him when he doesn't fight by himself.
You're absolutely right. You're right. You drain him of that bloodline. You drain that. You take that armor off. What can he do by himself? Because I haven't seen him do well by himself yet. I want to be proven wrong because watching old wrestling, The Shield, I mean, he had two other guys, Seth and
Dean Ambrose. Well, I guess it's John Moxley now.
He had two other guys, Dean Ambrose and Roman having his back. So it's like, is he always going to be I need my back covered, or is he going to be stand in the spotlight and do it on my own?
You know what's crazy? The Royal Rumble I went to when he fought Seth Rollins in the main event, Seth Rollins actually beat him by disqualification and never got a rematch. And the only reason he won by disqualification is because Roman choked him out and didn't let go. Or no, what was it? He had the ropes. Seth had the ropes, and Roman just kept choking him out and got disqualified. So Seth probably deserves a rematch out of anyone. But
really, I think we can get into that whole rematch scenario at some point.
That I just remembered from earlier that you brought up, Boston Mike, is you brought up the possibility of unification with the men's belts. Let me why I think that's the dumbest idea I've ever heard. For a while, like when I was a kid, when I was watching it, and then when I left, like, the coolest belt that I ever thought there was the World Heavyweight Championship. It looked cool. It was nice and gold. It was huge. What really made it stick out was like Triple H when he had it, because the whole water bottle spit thing. Like I was just like, oh, that's so cool. And then when I jumped back in this time around, and I see that their remake is awesome. They should never, in my opinion, unify that belt. It shouldn't have gone anywhere, in my opinion. It's such a prestigious belt. I don't ever want to see them unify those. I don't even like that they unified the tag belts for both men's.
I am 100. I'm 100%. Because falling back into it, if you haven't been in at least the last 10 years, and they got belt after belt after belt. Like, what belt is belt? Well, for me, Mr. Literal and D-Way, there was the heavyweight belt, intercontinental belt, tag team. I think that was it until the $1 Million Man was starting to put up his belt. Those are the belts I remember growing up with. And now there's just like unified this, or like 6 different belts here, 7 belts. I understand the merger of the WCW and then SmackDown. And you had the belts, whatever. It's just.
Well, originally there was only the WWE belt. That was the belt, then the Intercontinental belt, and then the tag team belts. The World Heavyweight title actually came from WCW/NWA, all those territories back in the day. That's Ric Flair's baby, is essentially the World Heavyweight Championship.
I enjoy it. I agree with that. But I feel like it's the next generation, where it's I played the next generation of playing what's that called? Jesus Christ. When you have school. Field day. It's like that field day. Everyone gets a prize. Hey, little buddy, you did great sitting on the grass picking dandelions. Here's an award. Do we need that many trophies? Like, everyone should have a belt. I mean, you get the NXT comes up. Oh, we're gonna bring the NXT belt into WWE. Is it belt crazy? Why do we need?
So, are you saying to get rid of the World Heavyweight Championship?
I don't know why we have so many belts. I think I like the 1, 2 tag team for each part. I guess I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but I think it's just too many belts.
Well, I mean, if you got a tag team for each show, you need a world title for each show.
I know, but NXT has their own belts. Why can't SmackDown have their own belts?
They do. Roman has them all, and the Judgment Day has the other one. All of them.
They made the belt that Seth Rollins carrying at the moment.
Yeah.
Just to have one back in Raw. Is it higher than Intercontinental? Is Gunther? It's. I'm sorry. Growing up with the 4 belts, whatever, 4 title belt, to having 20 different ones, it's just mind blowing. It's a good debate because you grew up in having more than one belt, right?
Yeah.
I mean, a hardcore belt. I mean, let's be honest, that belt is awesome.
Well, I mean, there's really not too many more belts. We just got 2 world titles, some tag teams, Intercontinental in the U.S.
What's Maverick Logan Paul carrying around as well?
Yeah, the U.S.
What is?
That's been around just as long as the world title.
What's the one in Raw? What's the other one in Raw?
The world title that Seth has.
The Intercontinental title.
And then Gunther's belt. What am I missing? Am I
Yeah,
missing any more belts?
Seth
We got
Rollins
Gunther's-
World Heavyweight belt.
Yeah, you got the world heavyweight in the United States, and then you
So,
got the WWE
yeah,
title and the
So
Intercontinental.
when I grew up, when I was actually in it, the way it was the WWE or WWF Championship was on SmackDown with the U.S. Championship, and Raw had the World Heavyweight and the Intercontinental. The tag team champions were the tag team champions. They bounced back and forth. It wasn't show specific, and that was it. And it made sense. It worked. And then they did each show had a tag team championship or champion, which I was not a fan of. Like it's just the tag team champion belts. Let it be what it is. And then I don't know why. And then they got rid of the World Heavyweight Championship. I have no idea. But for when I was growing up,
Well, they got rid of it because Roman won them all, and then they just eventually turned it into one belt again. Well, now there's two belts, but
I mean, my favorite belt. I mean, I can go like just the beginning belts. Intercontinental, the heavyweight Intercontinental, the tag team, whatever. I enjoyed the hardcore belt. I love who didn't love the hardcore
the
belt?
hardcore belt was cool.
Mr. Mankind do love go on whatever made that belt. I love that belt. I can get behind that. I think that was unique. I mean, we can go on for years and for talking about belts.
Forever, like there's been so many belts. Oh,
$1 Million Man's belt, Jesus. And what was the last thing that what ended with SmackDown?
was the Randy Orton Austin Theory match.
oh
I
yeah.
I enjoyed that. KO. We haven't heard much
Now-
from you right now, Mr. Literal. What do you think about that match?
So as D-Way knows, I'm not. Oh, and GT Boston, like I'm not the biggest Austin Theory. However, that sell that he had when KO came into the ring and stunned him is the best thing of that. Well, second best thing I want to take away from the man, absolutely saving Randy Orton when Randy's foot slipped on that.
Yeah, it was a good
turnbuckle.
recovery.
Yeah, on that tumble, I'm gonna give it a 10.
Could have been. It could have been bad for both of them, and somehow Austin Theory was able to shimmy something out and make it look good.
I agree. I think Austin Theory's just missing something. I think he's good on the mic. I think he's good in the ring. I just think he's
They need to
missing
rebrand
something.
his character.
Yeah, he needs like a pizzazz.
Yeah, he needs something like he lost the like I said, he lost the U.S. title belt, and now he's become Grayson Waller's side piece.
For real, his
because they don't know what
sidekick.
to do with him.
I mean, I'm gonna agree with you, but I also like seeing him as I think they make a good tag team as a heel.
Yeah, they could get under people's skin for sure.
That's
I
the
just-
heel best part.
I think my biggest thing, like why I don't like Grayson Waller, is because of the Miz. Like the Miz is always going to hold a special place to me,
The Miz.
especially with his Miz TV. Like you can't not respect the man and his craft and what he does for the business. And then you have Grayson Waller over here trying to do the same thing, and he's just an absolute piece of trash. in comparison.
The Miz.
I
The guy
agree with
comes
you.
up from NXT, and now he's like the Miz TV 2.0. Get out of here.
Miz TV 2.0. I'm not a fan of them, but they haven't sold on me yet.
I'm just saying that the Grayson Waller effect is not awesome. Okay,
Not awesome at all.
not awesome.
So you guys, I think that's gonna wrap it up. So I'm gonna end it with D-Way. Where can people find you if they want to follow you on any social media? Where can they find you?
At D-Way, I keep it simple. It's D-Way for everything. It's
D-Way.
at
All right.
D-Way. Yep.
At D-Way. I'll put anything on the bottom of the post of his handles, I guess you can call them. What about you, Mr. Literal? Anything you want to plug? You got coming up? You want?
We just got a X, formerly known as Twitter, put up. It's at Real Mr. Literal, brand new. Throwing some stuff up there. Throw some stuff on here from the videos.
Love it. And I'm Boston Mike, and if you don't follow me on anything else, it's the Boston Mike everywhere. I'm everywhere. I do little appearances on these videos and stuff. It's fun. But right now, I am so passionate about working with these two fine gentlemen. Salute them because they're passionate about wrestling. I mean, we've been here for a while, so just ramming on vibing on wrestling. That's what we've been doing for the last 2 hours.
Vibing on wrestling. So I dig it.
So I'm gonna check you all later. That's gonna be my end call. Check you later, or
Peace.
refs out, tap out, call it whatever. We're working on it. It's a work in progress. But everybody have a blessed time. Peace.